Hello, everybody. Hello. Okay, I am going to invite Instagram in today. I felt the call that Instagram should be invited. So let me do that while we wait for people to arrive. And I'll start with a weekly collective reading. So today is, well, I'll wait till Instagram's here. One second. Live Oracle energy readings. Let me know that you're here. And we'll bring Instagram into the party. All right. Okay, welcome Instagram. Thank you for being here. We've got the sun is coming out for us, which is lovely. And yeah, I'm feeling really connected and warm today. So I'm interested to get into this weekly collective energy reading. I really enjoy doing these weekly collective energy readings, even though I'm not doing the daily YouTube oracles anymore. And that's just, me following guidance, intuition, spirit, etc. So ask me any questions you might have for me. I've been psychic and oracle for, well, I guess my whole life, but really I've done thousands of readings in the last few years. And so it's perfectly within my skill set and passion to be able to offer these readings to all of you. But every Sunday, we start with a weekly collective energy reading first. So that is what I will begin with. So let's see what energy is surrounding us this week or what guidance we might need from the spirit realm this week. And do let me know that the comments are working. I always like to make sure and check that they're working. We don't have anyone in on Instagram yet. It's usually just like some stranger pops on, and then if they don't think it's very exciting or they don't recognize me, they'll go off. So we'll see if anyone else joins today, but I know the YouTube fam is here. So what do we need to pay attention to this week? This is funny. I keep feeling like pulling the past life cards, and it feels really bizarre to me. For a long time, I never even used the past life cards in my readings because I just didn't feel like past lives were very relevant to a lot of people. But maybe there's some reason to have them with us today. I'm feeling this week like telling everyone to take a deep breath and to open up, to maybe more space in your life, to creating more space. Could also be cleaning your space. I also feel travel for some reason, but I feel like getting clear and making space is part of the energy for this week. And this week, it's July 16th, and we're moving to July 22nd. So 16th to 22nd of July. We have new beginnings from the Healing with the Angels deck, new beginnings, and intention. Great. Very on point. So, if you don't feel like it's possible to have this new beginning or to get what it is you would like out of your life, then you could be lacking intentionality, the clarity to say, say you want to have an exercise habit, but then you're like, oh, well, I can't go do that because I don't have the right shoes. And then you just don't make any plan to get those shoes. Well, then how on earth is your exercise habit going to get started? Because you've not brought intention to saying, I will, this week I get the shoes, next week I start the exercise or whatever it is for whatever example it is. And so the new beginnings and intentions, it feels like making an intention, setting an intention to clear space. And when you clear space, there will, likely be room then for you to put something new in place. A lot of the times when people are trying to take away habits or reduce habits or behaviors that they have, they're trying to stop something and they're trying to interrupt it or trying to get away from it. When in reality, our minds have a lot easier of a time adding something in and finding something new, right? So if you're trying to stop smoking, right? adding a habit in that you would like to do is going to allow you some sort of distraction and some sort of thing to pin to, rather than just to pin to the lack of smoking, right? Because your mind doesn't want you to have less. Your mind wants you to have more, and then for it to be efficient and for it to feel fulfilling as well. So if there's a habit that you're trying to work on and you're not adding something into your life, it's always going to feel like you're taking something away, because it feels like there's maybe like a self-rejection. And I don't know, if there's anything I've observed working with healing clients for years now, it's that if you are hating on yourself or rejecting yourself, it's certainly not going to bring you closer to yourself, right? It's like you don't want to be friends with yourself. Okay, so let me know how you guys are all doing. We really just have, it's kind of annoying. Instagram is just showing this to random one man at a time, and a man will come in and be like, that's not interesting. Maybe because I didn't wear my red lipstick, they're not staying on. And yeah, let me know the YouTube comments are working, and ask me any question that you might have for me. Any question you might have for your week. If you'd like just an oracle pull for your week, I'm happy to do that. Yeah, or any psychic questions, things that you're wanting understanding about that maybe you don't have yet. Yeah, we have practice compassion, which says see things from a fresh perspective. So this week is a week for inviting energy of new, right? We have that new beginnings, setting an intention to actually really clear out space and allow what it is you want to be brought into your life. It's very difficult. I was thinking about this recently because I'm working on a book, and working on that book is kind of difficult to do because I'm not carving the space actually to do so. So I'm going down to Cambridge University at the end of this month, and I booked an extra day so that I can just be in a new environment and be with the idea and let it come to my mind more, rather than every day saying, oh, I don't have enough time for this, because that is true with the other things that I have in my priorities. And the book is not a high priority. It's just a lovely, beautiful thing to get working on. So anyways, all that to say that, it's easy. This is what I'm thinking of is sort of, it's easy to kind of beat yourself up or say you're not doing enough. And then also it's very easy to set an intention and set a time where you're going to do that new thing, or where you're going to invite that space into your life. So I was able to find space and then invite that into my life by saying, yeah, that's the time that I will allow, yeah, the book idea to come to the surface more, especially with things that are deeper, have to do with healing, or have to do with facing some sort of fear, or some sort of discomfort. For me, writing has always been a bit of like a hair pulling out kind of exercise. Even though I do end up being satisfied, it's like along the way, it's not necessarily always been as satisfying. So my intention has also been to begin the artist way process in a more firm way, like in a more clear, focused way. So focus, fresh perspective, allowing a new beginning. I definitely feel like a big piece of this week is about habits. So really taking a look at what your habits are and where you would like certain things to shift or not. Could be that you're just celebrating yourself and saying, you know what, I'm actually really happy with the way that my life is currently looking, and allowing that to be your fresh perspective. We also have be in the present and dream of the future. And I'm seeing the number 3 in my mind, so it could be 3 months or 3 years from now. I'm feeling a lot more so 3 years. What is your life going to be like 3 years from now? And I can feel into that. That's actually something I regularly do, is feel into different times or spaces of my life so I can get understanding. Also, I just realized I have this plant in the middle of our, here, let me rotate that. There we go. It's a beautiful little spider plant. It's actually going to like start coming off with little babies, and then I'll be more of a plant grandmother. I'm trying to propagate some of these plants that I have. So yeah, be in the present and dream of the future. It says, when we dream, everything is possible. And I also would suggest some sleep manifestation practices or dream practices. I know the last couple days for me, or couple nights, I guess, my dreams have been very clear. I've woken up with a very clear signal or message, sometimes even a direction that I'm meant to go in. Some level of clarity, I think, can be achieved through that. But if your space around your bed does not feel conducive to a peaceful sleep, it's going to be really challenging for you to access dream world. And why is that? Because your mind will still be in this realm saying, oh, I need to put that away, or oh, I need to clean this, or this is waiting for me, and all that. So if you have not taken time to do an energetic cleanse or a physical cleanse of your bedroom, your bed space, that is something that would be in really in really divine order for you this week. When we dream, everything is possible. It's sometimes challenging to convince your mind that all is possible, that everything you do dream of, or that your heart wants, is possible and is happening. And I think sometimes it's important just to step towards it and to do those little steps, those little practices on the way of those larger goals. So yeah, if you want to talk about your larger dreams, larger goals with me, you're welcome to. I also feel an energy of romance that I might read into for this week. Let me know. YouTube is more populated than the Instagram today. I really had hope that Instagram was going to I know it's summer, so people have lots of things going on, but Instagram, it's really just like a person at a time and then them leaving. Whereas, YouTube, it's more familiar for us. So those who are watching on YouTube, let me know if you do have a question, any type of personal question, or say hello. Let me know that you're here and that the chat is working. Okay, so another advice or suggestion for us this week. These beautiful angel wings, it says, I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. So, even if it's not your dreams, your actual sleep dreams, it could be your waking dreams. And your waking dreams could be maybe leading you in that direction of the what's next or what are you missing. I slow down and I listen to the guidance that's available to me. And in the energy of the collective, I have been feeling a lot of really fast moving energy, kind of like life is a blur, or I forget, or I can't believe we're already at this point in the month. We're halfway through July. Sometimes people get that feeling in the summer that they go, oh man, it's like my whole summer is just flying by. It's all passing me by. And certainly that's not a super comfortable way to live our lives. It feels much better to have that, intention, to have clarity of this is what I would like to create. And so if you don't take any time to think about the future and what you'd like, and you just let every day kind of pass on by, it can be, and I caution myself even in saying this, because I don't want it to take it as you have to spend all your time in the future. But I think the present moment is so valuable and so important to us that once we land there, sometimes we don't realize that we're going on automatic or default, or we're maybe not stepping towards our dreams with enough active energy. And so then we can become a bit passive actually by spending so much time in the present, if it's not linked to our fulfillment. So if you're feeling fulfilled and content in the present moment, you've made it. That's amazing. That's what you need. But if you're not, and then you're like, oh, I'm just going to focus on the present, but you're not giving any intentionality to the future you're looking to create, or to this new energy that you'd like to bring in, then you do need to put that effort forward. But it's really what is meant to be guiding you. The slowing down piece is like slowing down so that you can take in what's happening in your life. I'm seeing someone gardening and just doing it in a really stressed out way, and then their neighbor like really tending to their garden. And, yes, that person who's going slower might need to do it more. You might need to do it more frequently in order to get it all done, but there's going to be so much more fulfillment. And it's funny because in this vision, there's the person, the neighbor who is gardening actually is getting a lot more crops and a lot more fruiting and flowering. And there's like bees over there. Whereas the person who's getting a lot done and planting stuff, but not doing it with tenderness or not doing it with love or intentionality, is not finding the same fruit or growth, which is interesting. I wonder if that's like the case. I wonder if you spend your time, they do say that with like loving energy, it grows things better. But yeah, slowing down and actually receiving and taking in the experience of your life is really important for this week, which is, July 16th to 22nd. We also have I feel my way into faith one step at a time. So this is about being like almost methodical. This energy of this week is saying like, take a step, dream, take another step in that direction, dream and receive and slow down and listen, and then take another step. Certainly, oh, this is interesting. I'm going to have to shut down the Instagram. I have an Amazon order for a charger that I need. I need a non-UK charger, but no one's on here, so I'll just cancel, end the video, and I will discard it because, they weren't really there to appreciate it anyway. But get your questions in. I'm going to pull probably one more card here. Let me know if you have romance questions, any type of oracle questions. That's fine. Okay, they said they left it at the front door of the office. That's no problem. Okay, great. Well, hey, that just made the decision to keep Instagram out of this. Goodbye, Instagram, for today. So let me know if you have any questions today. I see that there's more people joining, and I'm in a pretty, like I said, I had a client earlier today, so I'm in a pretty warm, comfortable, chill kind of mode. I'm fine to exit early and then just go join the Soul Circle Oracle at the top of the hour later. But I come on here to help you all and to see if there's anything I can support you with in your life, any area that you're looking to expand upon, any habits you're looking for support with, any healing areas that you'd like some guidance on. I'm going to read this past life. I don't know why, but it's really interesting. Past lives just keep coming up. And that song about past lives is in my head a lot too. I do feel a revisiting. So it could be a revisiting of a past pattern or past project idea. I'm seeing someone doing yoga. So it could be revisiting of a past movement or class, maybe. Maybe you haven't been to a class in a while, and so you're just revisiting this like hobby even. Oh, interesting. These are two cards I've never gotten out for anyone's past life reading, actually. I've owned this deck for years. There's even like marks of where it's collected sunlight. This is really interesting. We have forgiveness and also baby. I'm getting a few different stories coming in here. One story I'm getting is about, and this is in your waking life, this isn't in a past life. One story I'm getting is about someone who is angry at their child for not allowing more time with their grandchild. So someone is angry with their son or daughter for not having enough time, feeling like they need more time, basically, feeling like you need more time with your grandchild. And for that, it's interesting. The forgiveness piece needs to come before any type of resolution will come, which sometimes is frustrating, right? We feel like an injustice is being served or something's just not right or not fair. And then it's like, what? We have to forgive, but this person needs to answer. This person needs to act. They need to be responsible. They need to understand. But until you forgive them, it's going to be really difficult for you to find the right words or energy to approach the situation with acceptance and kindness and to really understand why it is they might behave in that way. I'm also feeling a past life. I'm hearing 20s, so it could be the 20s, but who knows? It could also be that the person was in, like, you were in your 20s, and I have this feeling of like sickness that you were. So the story, place yourself however this resonates, right? Because it's not going to resonate with everybody, but someone here had a past life where they or this experience is going to seem familiar in some way, in some part of your mind, where you have a baby and then you are sick after the baby. And because of your sickness, it was difficult to then take care of the child. And that child ended up suffering because there was nothing you could do to stop your own sickness at that time. And it was all consuming in a way where it made it really, really challenging to bring that new life into the world and to bring that new energy into your life. It's like you barely had enough to keep yourself going. And so there's a feeling of forgiveness for not giving enough care. And so, when we analyze a past life memory, we could be saying, okay, I didn't have enough energy, or I allowed my sickness to stand in the way of my care of this child, of this baby, but I forgive myself now by putting care into something. So every time you put care into yourself, into maybe your current child, like of this lifetime, or a friend or partner or something, you're putting that care in. I also see an animal involved, like there could be an animal that you're putting care into, and it feels like it's your baby kind of thing. And it's definitely an important thing to release any type of guilt that you might feel, because often that is carried over from some kind of past life experience. So for this week, having intentionality in order to create some space in your life, to let in the new, nurturing and forgiving yourself, but not giving yourself such a pass that you don't take action, right? We're feeling our way into faith one step at a time. So you have to be actually taking these steps. So if you don't have a question for me, but you do just want to let me know that you're here, let me know and say what it is you're working on. What's a step that you're going to take towards your dreams, your goals this week? Also, I just don't know if the chat's working because I don't see any chats come in. So just let me know that it's working. That would help me out, because there's enough people on here that someone can write a comment, unless you're all struggling to write a comment, which case, don't stress out too much. So yeah, ready to answer any questions. That's our weekly live collective reading. Just letting any channeled messages come through. So that was an interesting one today. Definitely dreaming, making a new possibility. Hey, why am I so resistant to select a volunteer activity? It is something you've suggested. I'm not sure why I'm holding back. That's a really good question. I'm going to tune into this past life deck again, which is really interesting. So sometimes we, hey Jay, welcome. Sometimes we hold back on things because we are avoiding our own contentedness, our own self-love, our own happiness, because we feel undeserving. So I wonder if there's a piece of this where you feel like you don't deserve, if that past life sort of has some sort of resonance with you, then it would make a lot of sense, because it's almost like, because of that story of, in this past life, you were very, very ill, physically ill. And so it was really difficult to take care of the baby. And so therefore the baby suffered. And then, harboring that throughout this lifetime, it's like, I'm not allowed to feel well. I'm not allowed to do good because I don't have the ability. I don't deserve, and not deservingness, that's a big, big self-worth. That's a self-worth wound. Jay, let me know if you have any questions. We're also going to Soul Circle in a half hour, so you're welcome to join us there. 8, I'm sure I will see you there if timing works. We have Native American in the past life. So, Indigenous. These are probably old cards or not Canadian. And then also health. So this is really, really building a picture here of the story. It's sort of adding on. So 8, I would even go so far as to say that past life story is likely connected to you and to this challenge, like holding back on giving because you may not feel like you can handle, like you can do and you can give more and you can actually give that nurturance, or that you're going to do it wrong or something. And the solution would then be forgiving yourself for this lifetime and all past lifetimes. Because that one, it's like there's nothing you can do about. If you're sick, you're sick. There's nothing you could have done about that. You did the best you could, and we're always doing the best that we can. And to do the best that you can, one step at a time. This also could be slowing down, listening to the guidance that's available to you, and then taking one step at a time. It could be, let's slow down, picking a specific volunteer activity. It could be just that you sit and you allow guidance to be like, what area of volunteerism am I going to pursue? What area of it then allows you, okay, that's one step. Okay, let that land. Then take a next step to talk to more people. What are the different ways I could volunteer in that area? Okay, then you have 5 options, right? Then maybe the next few days you decide on what are the top 3. It could be a process, and that's okay as long as they're one step, and that you actually do something. This whole week is about intentionality, being intentional and saying, I am going to do this because it matters, because it's important. So I was sharing earlier, working on a book, and I was like, I need to get some things in place so that I actually do this. Otherwise, it will just continue to pass me by. And I'll be like, whoa, how are we already in fall? And I haven't even worked on it, to the level that I'd like. So Jay, yes, you can. I love the Earth Magic deck. It's one of my faves, actually. I might pull a card for myself as well, since there's not, an abundance of questions coming in. That is interesting. Forgiving myself, doing the best I can. Didn't think that way. Breaking down by steps is perfect, and being intentional. Thank you. You are so welcome. You're so welcome. I'm in a really, you'd think I would, this is not true, but you'd think I'm on tranquilizers or something like that today. I was doing a session earlier where the whole point of the session was helping the person relax. And so I haven't done that work in person for a while, and my whole energy is like, ooh. like, like if you were to see a frequency scale, it's like, boom, 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 really, really low. So I don't feel as, chatty. I'm glad you're all getting benefit of this reading, no matter what. What does Jay need for this week? Jay, ooh. I'm getting 3 for you, Jay. Yeah. I was feeling this for Jay as well. It's just for the general collective, though, that, oh, that's funny. The arts could be for you, Jay. If there's a resistance between you doing art or creative work, or just expressing yourself, or maybe trying a new art form, that could be from some past life kind of hold up. But nothing to do but move forward and say, what would I like to do? What would I like to have in my life? Let's step towards it. Let's make sure this happens. And really being committed to yourself. Not being committed to yourself will have you really letting go of these things a lot easier. So, Jay, Earth Magic, you have ocean, ebb, and flow. It's like the energy of allowing, but also the energy of movement, even if you feel like it's not progress. And that's what the art piece feels like. It's almost like you don't do anything unless it has to be done. This is not necessarily true. I just mean the feeling I'm getting is almost like resisting doing stuff unless it has a pure purpose, unless you can explain it and oh, well, I have to do ebb. So ebb and flow. Ebb is like when the tide comes in, and flow is when it goes back out to the water. Ebb and flow. So it's this process of coming and going. And that's kind of what ebb and flow means. that it will pull and it will release and pull and push. And so being in the energy of these two polar energies is really important for us. It's really important. It's important for us to have the balance. It's important for our brains to be able to go from one thing to the other and have more smoothness in those transitions. You also have dragonfly, which is emergence. So this is that new energy. It's like you're coming out. It's like, I'm coming out. I want the world to know. And so that could be that you want the world to know. You want the world to know your name. You want to share your gift. You want to actually emerge, come out of. I'm also hearing like come out of the forest. So could be that the forest is where you're sort of collecting ideas, and then you have to come out into the town to share that with people. Dragonfly emergence. It's a very interesting card read you have here. So it's going to be a quite interesting week. We have winter solstice, which is also reflection. And I'm seeing like the water here as like silence, and important to take time to pull back. Like every time you push forward, you're also going to need to pull back in a sense. So if you want to be sharing yourself out in the world, I find this, the more that I do put myself out there, I also need to take almost the equal amount to go within and to keep that balance. It's this ebb and flow, emergence, reflection, coming out to the world, and then pulling back into your own energy. I want to pull one for myself as well. We have full moon and completion here. So if anyone is needing to have an idea of when timing will happen, oh, you've been trying to grow a garden and it kind of grew wild and you finally got a firefly in the garden. That's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, and that could be part of this flow, right? Ebbing and flowing. And then also intentionality. You've been trying to grow a garden and then it grew wild. So then is there an intentionality of adding something or taking something away that needs to be, sometimes when things grow wild, we go, oh, we also let that grow wild and maybe we need to take that out. Your housemates want to cut it down. So it could be that I think the intentionality card is really important for you this week. It's like, what do you want? What is the desire out of the garden? Is it for people to enjoy? And then what would they need in order to enjoy it? If it is a matter of tidying things so that it feels more appealing, does that allow the garden to stay, right? Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. It's funny because I was thinking fly, 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 and no, firefly. You want wild animals to come. Right. And so if they share that, then that's fair. And if they don't share that, then you need to discuss what is the reason for the animals, right? What is the reason for wild animals to come onto the property? And so that could be part of this. And it could also be that like you'll decide this by the full moon. Like I was feeling the timing piece being kind of important for you. Ebb and flow. Emergence, reflection. Yeah, maybe reflect upon what it is your housemates want or don't want, right? If you want the wild animals, do they have that agreement? Is that also what they're looking for? I pulled these so you guys can take them for yourself if you want, but these are also for me, a personal reading. I sometimes do that, show myself in these readings. So we have cave, sanctuary. I've been focusing a lot actually on my little cave here, my caravan. I've been focusing a lot on intentionality, order. I've tidied everything up to, I would say, a more extreme amount to what I'm used to because I can deal with a lot of more like physical chaos and mess and things. I grew up in a household where cleanliness and order was like very much expected. And it was the source of a lot of tension, actually. If something was out of place, then it would really be stressful. And there was like a lot of like, oh, I'm not allowed to do that. I'm not allowed to do this. And so freeing myself from those binds were really important in my 20s. And now I'm really finding the value of things in their place and feeling organized and feeling simple, feeling clear. And my mother and father, they're moving right now, and so they're like getting rid of all these items, they're getting rid of stuff. And so I'm finding it kind of funny because they're doing this process of like simplifying, and I've now gotten to a place where my life is fairly simple. I only have the things that I need, or the main things that are needed in my life to keep me going. And yeah, and I'm not feeling like a whole bunch needs to be added to this space to bring me joy. It already is actually very lovely. I was working on my altar space today, so that could be a sign for someone. That cave sanctuary, I've really been trying to make it where I come into my house and I go, I really feel settled at home. Jay, they don't want anything. It's just me. I've been putting water on a bowl in my backyard so that they can come and drink water. And so far, a few came by. Yeah. Yeah. So there will be a need to compromise on this garden matter with your roommates. The need for compromise, though, means you can do this ebb flow. What do you want? What do I want? What do you want? What do I want? Try to see, and then that reflection. It makes a lot of sense. This emergence also could be you saying, "This is really important to me. This is a passion. This is a passion of yours. This is a skill that you want to cultivate." Cultivate, like cultivating a garden. So it's a skill that you really want to cultivate, and that's very important. So beyond the, hey, it'd be nice to have animals, it's like, actually, I really, really, this is something I'm trying to learn. So what would they need in order to allow this to keep happening? Is it that they want vegetables so that they feel like at least it's functional? They're like, what's the point? It's just animals. Maybe they want, something to eat. Or could it be that they want it to look a different way so that they feel like not as chaotic or messy, that they feel like they can sit out there and it be orderly? You'll begin to understand if you have some conversations with them. And I've gotten tree grounding, which, hello, that's the energy that I'm stepping into. And certainly I'm getting ready to do a public talk next week. So staying grounded this week is really important. Tree, and then autumnal release, autumnal equinox, which is release. So I have been really focusing on the shadow work in empath energetics. One of the shadows I have worked with and am learning a lot from is the destroyer. And the destroyer releases what is potentially destructive and prepares for new life. That is the good thing about destruction. So I am doing my best to absolutely destroy and completely erase anything which does not serve my new life and help me prepare for the newness that I feel coming in. We all have that sense. We all know something is coming in. I tried growing vegetables, but I went out of time for a bit and then they ended up dying. Yeah, I mean, that'll happen. So you're going to figure it out, but it has to be done not just on your own. This is for a conversation. This will be a back and forth, this ebb and flow, ebb and flow. I do feel like some clarity coming around the full moon. So it's the new moon right now. So in a couple weeks, that full moon energy will be here. So I do see that it'll take another 2 weeks or so to kind of like have these back and forth conversations, but then hopefully you will get that clarity. And it's, again, one step at a time. For everybody today, I feel my way into faith one step at a time. So have faith that if you have a dream, it's meant to be realized, and it's just a matter of receiving guidance and taking one step at a time towards those things until it exists in your life. I didn't just run full stop into this healing retreat center and this little life. This was a culmination of tons and tons of decisions and tons of little steps towards this ultimate guidance that I've got to just be here now. Plus now there's much more coming in for what is next and what's in the future. And so we owe it to ourselves to listen. I'm going to pull another, healing with the angels card. Yeah, signs. The only way you're going to do this is if you follow signs. Hey, Jessa, let me know if you have a question. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off. I'm feeling like wrapping this one up because I have Soul Circle Oracle in about 15, 20 minutes. Wonderful weekly thoughts. Yeah, I'm feeling the same, Aid. Definitely there's a new energy floating in here on the channel because I've had to shift things around. Jessa, feel free to ask your question. Ask your question. So the signs and also looking up at the stars. Jay, this could relate to you as well. Actually, Aid, this could relate to you also. Could probably relate to me if I listen to my own advice. I think it's important to watch the sky and to allow ourselves to be inspired. And so you could actually look up at the stars, up at the sky, and feel that sense of inspiration. Jessa, when will you have a job? So I will say anytime I answer questions about timing, timing relates when it relates to other people and other people's decisions, which getting a job relates to other people's decisions. Then it could be shifted because people could step off of their divine timed path based on what I feel right now. But as of right now, what I feel is that you'll have a job early September. So if you're going to have a job early September, but you need something to bridge the gap in between, it's not to say that you couldn't still get things that you need. I feel like your needs, your basic needs are going to be met. It might feel a little challenging in August, but that by early September you'll have a job. I also feel like you could get like a little gig, like something in August. I feel like something in August could come your way that just gives you, it's like temporary. It's sort of like a little moment, some little way of earning income that happens in August. Oh, hello, Sonia. I'm glad you're excited to catch me on the live. And we'll be at Soul Circle in 15 minutes. So I'll see you there if you're able to show up today. Yeah, Jessa. So I feel like early September, but that sometime in August, you're going to have like a random thing, like someone's going to need help with something on their house or watching children, or you're going to get hired for a weekend thing or something that's going to give you just like enough of a boost to make it comfortable, but your needs are going to be met for this month and a bit. Let me know how that resonates with you or whether that feels all right, and I'll see whether there's anything else to answer. Sonia, you can feel free to ask a question or you can wait till Soul Circle. Either way, anyway. And let me know if anyone else has questions. I like coming on here for shenanigans. What shenanigans will you be up to? You'll be up to so much this week. I actually feel a lot happening on your like Friday and Saturday of this week, and that it's a bit more like life as it goes until then. But I feel like you're going to have some like inspiring conversations, Sonia, on like Friday, Saturday. Jessa, my sponsorship should be transferred to another employer on the first week of September. Hey, well, that's in alignment. There you go. So first week of September, that lines up. I'm glad that resonates with you. So that's good then. If that's what you want, that's what I see happening. And yeah, Sonia, I also see making a new commitment to yourself, like some sort of new commitment. And so that could be a new commitment for a habit, or could also be for, like a change. I'm also hearing the word diet change. So it could be just food related. That you're like, you know what, I'm going to not have this for a while, or I'm going to add this in because I'm just feeling like I need more, Brussels sprouts. um, yeah. I'm also, I keep seeing, it's funny. I'm not sure how to interpret this, but I just keep seeing someone apply mascara. So Sonia, I keep seeing someone apply mascara. So it could be like eye opening, maybe eye opening. Could also be that you find some kind of makeup, or that you add something in to your arsenal of your kit or whatever. Yeah, I don't know why. I just keep seeing mascara and like the curling. Jessa, currently sending applications online. Well, sending you lots of positive vibes. Everyone support, Jessa with this application. So beautiful, beautiful. All right. I feel like we've still plan to chase my current sponsorship if they could keep me. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think by first week of September, you're going to have that. Um, Sonia, regular workouts and nurturing food, prioritizing self-care, doing lives about my self-care. Yeah. I mean, this feels like guidance that's specifically for you rather than what's for everyone else or what, so share or not share is not really relevant to the message that was coming through. The message specifically was kind of about like maybe shifting a food. Yeah, so maybe adding in nurturing food. I did feel it was more like adding in something. So maybe just picking 2 meals this week that would feel really, really nurturing and letting yourself have those, right? For whatever reason. Yeah, prioritizing self-care. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, yeah. And I do see that Friday or Saturday, you're going to have some sort of like inspiring conversation that allows you to like connect a dot or something like that. That's what it feels like. So it's a good shenanigan. And it feels like fairly smooth sailing the beginning of the week through the week type thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to take a wee, 10-minute break before coming on for Soul Circle Oracle on our Zoom call. So, everyone who's going to join for Soul Circle Oracle, I'll see you over there. Everyone who's just here for the live chats, I'm just so thankful that you're here. If anyone wants to give an exchange, the PayPal donation's always on my site. I've had to make some changes to my site. I've gotten the opportunity to make some changes to my site, so that's been fun this week, and there's more to come as well. If you'd like to book Oracle time with me, I do intuitive work, but I think the best way to do this work is to actually tune into your own intuition. So thank you for all being here and making sure that you're checking with your own intuition whether this feels correct, whether this feels right for you or not. And yeah, I'll see you all next week. And I'm going to be uploading some more like YouTube shorts and things. So I'm going to have some shorter videos that come up. And I am working on some different relaxing recordings and hypnosis things and sharing more about different elements of work that I do. But also, I am finishing an art piece and preparing for this big talk at the end of the month. So I'm just thankful that you all here on YouTube accept whichever form I'm coming in and whatever frequency I'm able to do. I love when I have the capacity to do more YouTube things, though. So I am working on it. So enjoy the rest of your day, everyone, and anyone who's joining in Soul Circle Oracle. I will see you over there. And yeah, take care, everyone. Take care. Take care of yourself, especially this week, and make some space to allow for this newness, this new beginning, and your dreams to be able to take shape in your life. Okay, enjoy. Take care.